Larry Walsh. I'm the hot dog vendor here at in front of the Mocambo, reporting to you. I'm selling hot dogs to all the people that are coming into tonight's concert, and I wanted to know that it's really nice being on the radio. And I want to say that I hope spring comes soon because it's getting kind of cold out here. And I want to say hi, Mom, and everybody have a good night. I'm signing off now. See ya.
Hi, I'm Karen Gordon, and this is Hot Ticket. Well, she's not a household name, but as you'll hear, DiFranco is sensational. This 22-year-old Buffalo native is a gifted songwriter, remarkably perceptive and disarmingly frank. She's also a confident performer, and whether she's playing a folk festival or a rock and roll bar, she makes you feel like you're sitting in her living room. Live from the Mocambo in Toronto, it's DiFranco on Hot Tickets. Hello, welcome to Toronto's Mocambo, definitely one of Canada's legendary venues. Now, it's a small club. It holds somewhere around 300 people, which is pretty remarkable when you consider how important this club is and who's played here. After all, this is the place that the Rolling Stones chose to record their live album back in the 70s, and it's where acts like U2, Bon Jovi, John Mellencamp, Elvis Costello, and many others played when they were just starting out. Tonight, another highly touted young artist just starting out is going to take the stage. Her name is DiFranco. And you know, even though it is 11 o'clock on a Saturday night in a gritty rock club, the atmosphere is so easygoing and casual that I feel more like I'm at a workshop stage at a folk festival. There's a good feeling here, very convivial. People are sitting cross-legged in front of the stage waiting for Ani. This approachability, this sense that she's just like them is part of what draws fans to singer DiFranco. She's a charming performer who sings extremely honestly about her life and her politics. Here's what some of her fans had to say before the show.
I mean, she's one of my favorite performers just because she's really come out and she's brought the lesbian community and bisexual community out into the forefront. And she's a brilliant musician. She's worked really hard to be where she is, and she's absolutely brilliant. And her stage presence is amazing, and everybody wants to have her at home in their living room.
It's interesting. Her sound is so sweet and so expressive. She's a very daring performer, and I love her ideas, and her poetry is it's so humorous.
I think it's a sort of strange crowd. There's sort of the folky group, and then there's the queer crowd, and then there's just the sort of outskirts of both of those kind of crowds. So it's a real mix of people.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see some straight male friends of mine here, and I had no idea they even knew her music, but in fact it was her music that brought them here. And it's nice because so often we tend to follow those whose politics are in line with our own, but it's nice to see someone as such an incredible talent that's touching people and then making them listen to the wonderful things she has to say.
Trouble table over here. Thanks for coming. So how's my profile anyway? This is weird. Hope it's okay. You gotta have the right tools for every job, so I invite myself in through the hole in the fence. I am tripping through the junkyard, scanning over the piles. The thin cat strays their skin in defense, and I know he's watching me. I can see him through the cracks. His eyes are small and shy on my back. He says his name is Jason. He lives in the last trailer on the right. He tells me he'll be 7 on the 4th of July. Only the people who live here know the name of this place. My path through Iowa would be hard to trace. All the adults in this town try not to frown when I walk by, but Jason smiled at me, he met my eye. Yeah, Jason smiled at me, he met my eye. So he don't ask me where I'm from or why I came here alone. We all go looking for paradise, then we go back home. You know, we cut out the small talk, got right to the way things are. He showed me his squirrel skull. I told him I locked myself out of my car. Da 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 da. So there goes the only friend I have in Iowa, his hand flapping behind him, waving goodbye. His name is Jason, he lives in the last trailer on the right, and he'll be 7 on the 4th of July. Thanks. Okay, that's better. So I have a weapon. Somebody must have left this for me in case I... What kind of place is this anyway? Okay, well, this is folk music, so everybody behave. I will lean into you. You can be the wind. I will open my mouth and you can come rushing in. Shh. You can rush in so hard and make it so I can't breathe. You know, I breathe too much anyway. I can do that any day. I just wish I knew who you were. I wish you'd make yourself known. You probably don't realize I'm her, the woman you wanna call home. I'll keep my ear to the wall, I'll keep my eye on the door. Cause I've heard all my own jokes and they're just not funny anymore. You know, I laugh too much anyway. I can do that any day. Have you ever been bent or pulled? Have you ever been played like strings? If I could see you, I could strum you, I could break you, make you sing. But I guess you can't really see the wind. It just comes in and fills the space. moves. You think that you have seen its face. And I've always got my guitar to play. But you know, I can do that any day. Thanks. Thank you. So, thanks. It's really nice to be here. All right. Well, so anyway, so this is that was it for my sweet songs. That was it. Had to get those out of the way. All right. So this is about all those famous showbiz egos. I wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah, that's the one. Saw on the poster my name was printed just a little bit smaller. I can tell you need to stand just a little bit taller. You know, no one ever talks about it, but no one can disguise the cloud of competition that is hanging behind their eyes. There's more bad blood in this bar than there is beer, and it's subtle, but it still sucks, and I want out of here. You know, we got egos like hairdos, they're different every day, depending on how we slept the night before, depending on the demons that are at our door. They told me you wanted to play last, that every profession has its system of caste, so they reverse the order that we go on. Then you stand at the bar and you talk through my songs. You know, we got egos like hairdos, they're different every day, depending on how we slept the night before, depending on the demons that are at our door. Everyone loves the underdog, no one wants to be him. They say the press will fatten you up and then they'll dig their teeth in. It's cool to discover someone, it's hard to support them. Everyone is playing life like it is some stupid sport. We got egos like hairdos, they're different every day, depending on how we slept the night before, depending on the demons that are at our door. Kitchen stocked, I got my door unlocked. There ain't no demons here, and I don't really care whose name is printed in bigger type. You know, I live in a world full of hope, not a world full of hype. You know, I ain't no saint, I help myself to what I need, but I help other people too. You know, I sleep soundly. So this is my friend Andy, and hi Andy. He plays the drums.
Make them apologize.
They didn't do anything yet. Okay, so I was playing this gig in Buffalo like 5 years ago or something, and I was playing with a woman named Ann Bourne. I don't know if you have heard of her. And so it was a really nice time. We split a show, a night, a bill, a stage, and she showed up with this bronze the Dunnis, and you know, everybody in the room was like, well. Who's that? So I filed that name Andy Stachansky. It's a long one to file, but I put it in there, and like 2 years later, I looked him up in the phone book. He's in the book, you know. I said, remember me? Let's make an album. He said, okay, the rest is history. All right. This is history. All right. How come I can pick my ears but not my nose? Who made up that rule anyway? How come you say that's the way it is? That's just the way it goes. Why don't you decide for yourself that you can do what you can say? How come I can pick my friends but not my enemies? Say, what is it about me that offends? I said, what is it about me? You only fight for two, and I'm giggly, wiggly. Tell me again, what did I do? Why are you scared of me? 'Cause I fight with love, and I laugh with rage. You gotta live late enough to see the humor, and long enough to see some change. See some change. You know, I think shy is boring. I think depressed is too. I think pretty is nice, but I'd rather see something new. You know, all those plastic people got their plastic surgery, but we got a big, big, beautiful, you know, we got it for free. Said, who you gonna be if you can't be yourself? You know, you can't get it from TV. You can't force it on anybody. You know, they come to clear cut, they come to strip mine. They come for some of my big butt, my big brain, and just a little time. They wanna take me home to dinner, they think I'm a bitch if I don't go. Seems like the people who actually like me don't allow me to say no. Your idea of a conversation is the third degree. You know, I don't really know you, and I don't really wanna talk about me. Talk about me. I'm not going to pretend that I don't pick my nose. That's just the way it is, my friend, that's just the way it goes. So this is who I am, what I do and what I say. If you like it, let it be, and if you don't, please do the same. You know, I fight with love, and I laugh with rage. You got a little late enough to see the humor, and long enough to see some pain. See some pain. See some pain.
You're listening to Hot Ticket on CBC. This is DiFranco, recorded live at the Mocambo in Toronto.
Can we turn the air conditioning off? We all need to, like, you know, smell each other too, or else you don't really know who you're sitting next to, you know, if you can't smell them. The windows of my soul are made of one-way glass. Don't bother looking into my eyes. If there's something you want to know, just ask. I got a dead boat straw. Where I'm going is clear. I don't have time for you to wonder. I'll just tell you I am here. I know the biggest crime is just just to throw up your hands. Say this has nothing to do with me. I just wanna live as comfortably as I can. You gotta look outside your eyes. You gotta think outside your brain. You gotta walk outside your life to where the neighborhood changes. Tell me who's your boogeyman. That's who I will be. You don't have to like me for who I am, but we'll see what you're made of by what you make of me. You know, I think it's absurd that you think I am the derelict daughter. You know, I fight fire with the words. Words are hotter than flames. Words are wetter than water. I got friends all over this country, friends in other countries too. I got friends I haven't met yet. I got friends I never knew. I got lovers whose eyes I've only seen at a glance. I got strangers for great-grandchildren. I got strangers for ancestors. I was a long time coming. I'll be a long time gone. You got your whole life to do something, and that's not very long. Why don't you give me a call when you decide you're willing to fight for what you think is real, for what you think is right? Andy's giving me that slow it down look. Oh. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is so most of the songs I'll play tonight are off the new album, but some of them are newer. Because it makes my life more interesting, you know. Kind of a traveling song. I'm invincible, so are you. We do all the things they say we can't do. We walk around in the middle of the night, and when it's too far to walk, we just hitch a ride. We got rings of dirt around our necks. We talk like auctioneers, and we bounce like checks, and we smell like shit. So when we walk down the street, all the boys line up to throw themselves at our feet. He likes you, say, I think he do too, say, go and get him, girl, before he gets you, you know, I'll be watching you from the wings, I will come to your rescue if he tries anything, if he tries anything, if he tries anything, if he tries anything. It's a long, long road. Big, big world. We're wise, wise women. We are giggling girls. We both carry a smile to show when we're pleased. We both carry a switchblade in our sleeve. Tell you one thing, I'm gonna make noise when I go down. For 10 square blocks, they're gonna know I died. All the goddesses will come up to the rip screen door and say, "What do you want, dear?" And I'll say, "I want inside." See, I think he likes you. Say, I think he do too. I say, "Go and get him, girl, before he gets you." I'll be watching you from the wings. I will come to your rescue if he tries anything. If he tries anything. If he tries anything. If he tries anything. I go out and get inspired by other performers or other people who are just doing things to help. You know, I think that's why I write, to inspire myself. You know, to really, you know, do it, live, just and not worry about it. And so when I can help other people, you know, to whatever, be more secure in themselves, because if I can stand on stage and be a total schmuck and get away with it and get paid, then, you know, they can do it too, you know, off stage or wherever it is they do. I am walking out in the rain, and I am listening to the low moan of the dial tone again, and I am getting nowhere with you, and I can't let it go, and I can't get through. It's music to pee by for those poor people running up the stairs going, "Oh, fuck, 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 here she comes." And the old woman behind the pink curtains and the closed door on the first floor, she's listening through the air shaft to see how long our swan song can last. In both hands, now use both hands. Oh no, don't close your eyes. I am writing graffiti on your body. I am drawing the story of how hard we tried. How hard we tried. And I am watching your chest rise and fall like the tides of my life, and the rest of it all. And your bones have been my bed frame, and your flesh has been my pillow. I've been waiting for sleep to offer up the deep with both hands. Ah, with both hands. But in each other's shadow we grew less and less tall, and eventually our theories couldn't explain it. And I'm recording our history now on the bedroom wall, and when we leave the landlord will come and paint over it all. And I'm walking out in the rain, and I am listening to the low moan of the dial tone again, and I am getting nowhere with you, and I can't let it go, and I can't get through. Both hands, now use both hands. Oh no, don't close your eyes. I am writing graffiti on your body. I am drawing the story of how hard we tried. How hard we tried. How hard we tried. I've decided that all gigs are like dates. They just are. For me, I mean, that's just, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth or anything. I'll just put them in your face all night long. But, it's my job. But, you know, it's like sometimes, you know, you're kind of nervous and it's sort of weird, and then you get used to each other and you warm up and you have a good time, and sometimes you're really happy to be home, you know, like. And this is like, I was just thinking during that song that this is sort of like one of those dates where you're like, are we gonna be like really good friends the rest of our life or what? Like, you know, we'll kind of hang out for a while. We'll have like, you know, these really bitter, evil times. You know, we'll get over it, and then we'll just like hang, grow old, and die. I think that's my way of saying that you've made me feel comfortable and welcome, and thank you. Although you never can be sure with me. State trooper thinks I drive too fast. Pull me over to tell me so. I say out here on the prairie, any speed is too slow. I miss Brooklyn, I miss my crew. Let's start over, I miss my cue. I guess I forgot who I was talking to. I should have recognized that fierce look in his eye. I've seen it in my mirror so many times. He's gonna put his 2 cents in, cause he's got a gun, but I'm gonna put in 3, cause history owes me 1. I guess I came out here to see some stuff for myself. I mean, why leave the telling up to everybody else? This may be God's country, but this is our country too. Yeah, move over, Mr. Holiness, let the little people through. For serving and protecting the likes of me. Thanks for the ticket. Now can I leave? You know, I have lived everywhere that I have ever been. I don't really recommend it though, not like anybody asked me. Maybe you and I will meet again someday. You know, I've been known to come down this road. Oh, maybe it's destiny, and then again, maybe not, I don't know. How can I go home with nothing to say? I know you're going to look at me that way and say, what did you do out there? What did you decide? You said you needed time. You had time. You are a china shop. I am a bull. You are really good food, and I am full. I guess everything is timing. I guess everything's been said. So I am coming home with an empty head. You'll say, did they love you or what? I'll say, they love what I do. The only one who really loves me is you. You'll say, girl, did you kick some butt? I'll say, I don't really remember, but my fingers are sore and my voice is too. You'll say it's really good to see you. You'll say I missed you terribly. You'll say let me carry that, give that to me. And you will take the heavy stuff and you will drive the car. And I'll look out the window and make jokes about the way things are. How can I go home with nothing to say? I know you're going to look at me that way and say, what did you do out there? What did you decide? You said you needed time and you had time. You had time. You had yeah, time. Yeah, time.
You're listening to Ani DiFranco, recorded live at the El Mocambo in Toronto. This is Hot Ticket on CBC.
Thank you. So that's really new, and this is really old. Somebody wanted to hear it, so. New, old. Isn't it neat the way I made that connection? Near, far. Oh! Melts out of habit. You know that toast isn't even warm. And the waitress and the man in the plaid shirt play out a scene they've played so many times before. And I'm watching the sun stumble home in the morning from a bar on the east side of town, and the coffee is just water dressed in brown. Beautiful but boring. He visited me yesterday and he noticed my fingers and he asked me if I would play, and I really didn't care a lot, but I couldn't think of a reason why not. I said, if you don't come any closer, I don't mind if you stay. You know, my thighs have been involved in many accidents. Now I can't get insured and I don't need to be lured by you. My cunt is built like a wound that won't heal, and now you don't have to ask, cause you know how I feel. Well, now you know how I feel. why I get up in the morning. But my definition ends there. You know, it doesn't seem fair that I'm living for something I can't even define. And there you are right there. In the meantime, well, you know, I don't want to play for you anymore. Show me what you can do. Tell me, what are you here for? I want my old friends. I want my old face. I want my old mind. Fuck this time and place. The butter melts out of habit. The toast isn't even warm. This is being recorded tonight to go on a CBC program called Hot Ticket. So if you have anything you want to say to the country, you must scream it very loud. Oh shit. Ah. Okay, so this is what Andy and I have to say. You think I wouldn't have him unless I could have him by the balls? You think I just dish it out? You don't think I take it at all? You think I'm stronger? You think I walk taller than the rest? You think I'm usually wearing the pants just 'cause I rarely wear a dress? Well, when you look at me, you see my purpose, you see my pride. You think I just settle up my anger and ride. You think I stand so firm, you think I sit so high on my trusty steed. Well, let me tell you, I'm usually face down on the ground whenever there's a stampede. Yeah, I'm no heroine, at least not last time I checked. I'm too easy to roll over, I'm too easy to wreck. I just write about what I should have done, I sing what I wish I could say, and I hope somewhere some woman hears my music and it helps her through her day. Design these shoes I use to walk around. Some big man's business turns a profit every time I lay my money down. Some guy designed this room we're standing in, other ones built it with their own tools. Who says I like right angles? These are not my laws, these are not my rules. I still answer to the other half of the race. I don't fool myself like I fooled you. I don't have the power, I just don't run this place. Well, I guess it's a kind of an open-ended sort of a war. It's you know, not over some issue or piece of land like most wars, but it's more over a right that I think we all have to become ourselves. And some people are denied that, you know, for whatever reason. I speak a lot in my music from my identity as a woman, and I do it because I find that certain parts of that identity have been stifled and have, you know, I'm taught to behave a certain way and not you know, not be upfront with who I am and what I want. And so I'm trying to fight that, I guess, you know. Will do. When I was 4 years old, they tried to test my IQ. They showed me this picture of 3 oranges in a pear. They asked me, which one is different and does not belong? They taught me different is wrong. But when I was 13 years old, I woke up one morning, thighs covered in blood, like a war, like a warning that I live in a breakable, takeable body, an ever-increasingly valuable body, that a woman had come in the night to replace me, deface me. See, my body is borrowed. I got it on loan for the time in between my mom and some maggots. I don't need anyone to hold me. I can hold my own. I got highways for stretch marks. See where I've grown. And I sing sometimes like my life is at stake, 'cause you're only as loud as the noises you make. I'm learning to laugh as hard as I can listen, 'cause silence is violence, and women and poor people, if more people were screaming, I could relax. But a good brain isn't diddly if you don't have the facts. We live in a breakable, takeable world, an ever available, possible world, and we can make music like we can make do. Genius isn't a backbeat, backseat to nothing if you're dancing, especially something stupid like IQ. For every lie I unlearn, I learn something new. And I sing sometimes for the war that I fight, 'cause every tool is a weapon if you hold it right. Andy Stachansky on drums back here. So, I think I'm gonna play one more tune. Me and Andy are gonna play. And so anyway, the other thank you is to everybody here for listening and for coming out and being so friendly. Appreciate it. My pleasure. This is What If No One's Watching. My life were a movie, there would be a sunset and the camera would pan away. But the sky is just a little sister, tagging along behind the buildings, trying to imitate their gray. And the little boys are breaking bottles against the sidewalk, the big boys down. And the girls are hanging out at the candy store, pumping quarters into the phone, 'cause they don't want to go home. And I think, what if no one's watching? What if when we're dead, we are just dead? I mean, what if God ain't looking down? What if he's looking up instead? Oh, if my life were a movie, I would light a cigarette and the smoke would curl around my face, and everything I do would be interesting. I'd play the good guy in every scene, but I always feel I have to take a stand, and there's always someone on hand to hate me for standing there. You know, I always feel I have to open my mouth, but every time I do, I offend someone somewhere. But what if no one's watching? What if when we're dead, we are just dead? I mean, what if there's no time to lose? What if there's things we gotta do, things that need to be said? know I can't apologize for everything I know. I mean, you don't have to agree with me, but once you get me going, you better just let me go. I mean, we have to be able to criticize what we love, to say what we have to say. 'Cause if you're not trying to make something better, then as far as I can tell, you are just in the way. I mean, what if no one's watching? What if when we're dead, we are just dead? I mean, what if it's just us down here? What if God is just an idea someone put in our heads? I mean, what if no one's watching? What if no one's watching? I mean, what if no one's watching? What if no one's watching? My life were a movie. There would be a sunset and the camera would pan away, but the sky is just a little sister tagging along behind the buildings, trying to imitate their gray. On drums. Oh, thank you so much. I really had a good time.
That is DiFranco, recorded live at the Mocambo Club in Toronto. Hot Ticket is produced each week by Danny Greenspoon, Kathy Irving, and Kevin O'Leary. Corey Hamilton is our production assistant. This week's recording engineer was Todd Faraci, and Frank Finistori kept our mobile studio running. Lee Carter was also helping us out, and Janice Beyer was our technician in the studio. I'm Karen Gordon. Join us again next week for a real treat. We've got ex-Boomtown Rat singer Bob Geldof in his first Canadian date in 12 years, right here on Hot Ticket.